laundromat countries. Now see, ever since the Russian-Ukraine war broke down, or say broke out, the world is actually divided, right, on the basis of, say, NATO sanctions. Because NATO actually is being led by the United States, and the United States issued various sanctions on, say, the Russian banks, on, say, the Russian crude oil, right? And they said that Russia, since it is transgressing on Ukraine's sovereignty, we will be, imposing all the restrictions, sanctions on Russia. We will not be using their banking system. We will not be importing their crude oils, right? Which is a very huge component from Russia, let me tell you. So, after the Russia-Ukraine crisis, after the NATO sanctions, the NATO or the pro-West countries such as US, UK, Canada, they generally say that we will not be using Russia for any of our economic needs. But there are other countries such as China, such as India, right? Such as UAE, such as Singapore, Turkey. These are the countries which saw merit in keeping good relations with Russia. Even our own nation, India, right? It has maintained friendly relations with Russia even after the Russia-Ukraine crisis and the condemnation by the US also, or say the West also. So we are trying to maintain a healthy relation with Russia. And the countries which are maintaining healthy relations with Russia and using Russia for its crude oils, right? They are actually largely known as laundromat countries. And according to a report by Finland-based group, right, India leads the 5 countries of laundromat countries. Now what is happening? See, India is importing petrol, right, from Russia. And India is refining this petrol and exporting this petroleum which is sourced from Russia to export it to Europe. So we can say Europe is indirectly using Russia's petrol, which it intended not to use via various sanctions, right? So this is a dichotomy that Europe is facing. Now, Europe is indirectly importing petroleum from countries such as China, India, Turkey, because these countries are refining petroleum and selling them to Europe. So this is actually going against their principle of imposing sanctions on Russia, right? So these countries, such as these laundromat countries, are actually indirectly sending petroleum to the Europe. So this is the concept here, right? And they are feeling that they are being whitewashed, right? The European nations, they are feeling that they are whitewashed because this petroleum is directly coming from Russia, correct? India exported nearly 3.8 million tons of oil products to price cap coalition countries, or say the countries which impose the sanctions on Russia, right? To EU, to G7 countries, Australia and Japan, these are all the countries which are following these sanctions. So indirectly they are importing Russian oil only, right?